It was a late, chilly evening when I boarded the bus, exhausted from my long day at school. The bus was nearly empty, with only a few passengers scattered throughout the interior. I found a seat by the window and settled. A few stops later, a young man stepped in. He was strikingly handsome. He glanced around before choosing the seat next to me. There was something unsettling about his presence, but I let it go as a figment of my tired imagination. The bus ride was uneventful, but I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. As my stop approached, I got off the bus and began to walk straight to my house. A few minutes later, I heard footsteps behind me. Turning around, I saw the man from the bus following me. My heart began to race. As I hurried across the streets, I noticed three more figures emerging from a nearby alley. Fear tightened its grip on me. The gang was approaching, their intentions clear in their evil smiles. I turned into a narrow alley, trying to find a shortcut. I could feel their eyes burning into my back. Suddenly, I found myself cornered. The gang surrounded me, blocking any possible escape. The leader, the man from the bus, stepped forward with a twisted smile. "Why are you running?" he asked, his voice a low, mocking whisper. "You seem so lonely." A cold wave of dread washed over me, and I glanced around desperately for any way out. My heart crushed into my chest, my legs stacked. "Please, let me go," I pleaded. They laughed, a cruel, chilling sound that echoed off the walls. The leader reached out, his hand brushing against my cheek. "Don't be afraid," he whispered, leaning in close. "This will only hurt for a moment." Just as I was about to lose all hope, a cold scream of sirens pierced the night air. The boys' heads snapped up. Their expressions shifted from smug confidence to alarm. The police arrived, their flashlights cutting through the darkness. The gang scattered in a blur of motion, but it was too late. The police chased down the boys and tackled them to the ground. I watched in a mix of relief and disbelief as the officers cuffed the gang and led them to the patrol cars. One lady officer approached me. "Are you okay?" she asked gently. I nodded, still shaking. "Thank you," I managed to say, my voice barely above a whisper. The officer smiled. "You did the right thing by using the SOS bracelet. We received the alert and were able to respond quickly." The police comforted and escorted me home. As I lay in bed that night, I couldn't help but shiver at thoughts of those boys and their cruel smiles. The bracelet had saved me, but the fear stayed, reminding the dangers waiting in the shadows.